do not announce that you're taking a break in your content. You're going to get a huge spike in unfollows because you are going out of your way to tell people you're no longer going to be getting content from me.
This is the Good Influencer Podcast with Julia Markham and Becca McLeod, pulling back the curtain of how this multi-billion-dollar industry works. If you're going to be an influencer, be a good one.
Welcome back to the Good Influencer Podcast, where we are pulling back the curtain on the influencer industry. I am Becca McLeod. Julia is actually out of the office today. She is shooting her upcoming line with Pottery Barn, which sending her all good vibes. I think it's one of my favorite lines she's done yet. So I'm excited for you all to see it. I actually see so many questions about the difference between collabs and sponsorships. So sponsorships are when a brand comes to you and says, will you post about our product? In exchange, they're giving you money to post a reel and a story set of their product. It's a one-time thing, and that's it. A collab is when you have a partnered line with a brand. So CLJ x Laloy, CLJ x Pottery Barn. You're helping create the line. It's co-branded. But collabs come from sponsorships. So even Laloy, which was not the first collab Chris and Julia did, but one of the beginning ones, came from organically tagging Laloy, getting sponsorships, and then moving up to a collab. So always keep that in the back of your mind. Those collabs are not so far out of reach. They can absolutely happen if you just keep in good contact with those sponsorships. And organically tag brands, because that's a really valuable way to move from just sharing affiliate links to getting your own sponsorships. Today, I wanted to introduce a new segment called Dear Influencers, where you guys can send us in your questions, crazy experiences for discussion. So if you would like to submit a story for our next segment of Dear Influencers, you can send me those questions at hello@good-influencer.com. They'll come to me, I'll filter through them, and then we'll discuss them on the pod. So I asked our Instagram audience to kick things off and our mastermind, and I got some juicy ones to discuss. Question 1. Dear influencers, I've been getting so many requests for reels, posts, link in bio, licensing, all for $12 in product. Is this just the norm now? Yes and no. It is completely normal to get requests like that. It's not completely normal to accept requests like that. And I see this a lot in the mastermind too, is people, they'll send a pitch and it has their media kit, it has an idea for the campaign. The brand comes back and says, yes, that all sounds great. We're not going to pay you at this time, but we're willing to offer you $50 of product in exchange for a story set and a reel. And they're like, oh no, what do I do? And I don't want that to send up the red flags for you, because that's just the very beginning. I don't think there's a single sponsorship Chris Loves Julia does that's not negotiated. Even at this point, brands aren't coming to them offering 100% of their sponsorship rate. There's a little bit of negotiating there. Now, how much you negotiate is completely up to you, but don't be afraid to negotiate and push back. It's almost like, if you go in to buy a car, the person there isn't just going to offer you the car for the rate that you want. You're going to have to do a little bit of back and forth. Something Victoria, the Chris Loves Julia brand manager, told me is that negotiation is really also a time where you are trying on the brand. You are looking to see if this sponsorship makes sense for you, if this is a brand you want to work with. Because during negotiations, you may just come to a point where you're like, you know what? I don't think our views align. I don't think what we both want out of this is aligning. And so I don't think this is a good idea for us to do this sponsorship together. And that happens sometimes. And I understand that it's probably hard when that happens, especially early on. It feels like you just have to give up so much because you're a smaller influencer and you're just trying to get in. But don't let it get to the point where you feel like you're giving up so much, because nothing will make you not want to work with a brand again, like feeling you didn't get paid enough for the work that you did. So getting offered $12 a product is not the end. It's just a means to start the conversation. And if you are nervous about starting the conversation, let your media kit start the conversation for you. Then you don't have to worry about it. It does all the talking. Especially when you're starting out, but you'll probably still get these. I'm sure CLJ does, but you'll get a lot of pitches coming to you, whether in DMs or emails, that are just brands who send out mass emails every day to influencers asking for a ton of deliverables in exchange for an affiliate code or just a little bit of product. These are not going to, maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe this will get edited out, but these are probably not the brands that you are going to work with on a repeat basis. They are just sending out these mass emails. They're not even really looking at your page beforehand. And so if you do get these offers and you want to turn it down, it's okay. These are not going to be the end all be all of sponsorships. But also don't just sit there and wait for those to come to you. You have to start pitching yourself. And the brands that you pitch yourself with a media kit, with ideas for what you're going to do for the sponsorships, are going to be the ones that are likely going to pay you your full rate. So is this a new norm? No. And that's what we're working to correct. In Good Influencer, the whole purpose of Good Influencer is to create a rule book for influencers to follow, for brands to understand, to ensure that influencers are getting paid for their time and that brands are getting high quality sponsored content. So if you're ever going through your contract or you're feeling overwhelmed by getting lowball offers, come join us in the mastermind. You can use code podcast for 30% off your monthly rate, and we'll work through it together. I'll help you negotiate. I get it. I hate negotiating, but this job has taught me a lot about it, so I'm happy to go through your contract with you. All right, next up, dear influencers, with summer almost here, I'm wondering how to deal with posting while on vacation. And I really love this question because I think a lot of people don't treat being an influencer like a business. And when you think about a normal job, you get PTO, you get sick time, you get time off. And it's important to also have that in your job as an influencer because you need time to rest and recharge in order to really be as creative as you possibly can. Something Chris and Julia have always tried to instill in our team is like taking a step back when you need, because every single role on this team is a creative role. And when you're just in it every single day in, day out, sometimes you need to take a step back. So all that to say, take a break when you need to take a break. It's okay. I'm going to start with the don'ts if you're going on vacation. Do not announce that you're taking a break in your content. You're going to get a huge spike in unfollows because you were going out of your way to tell people you're no longer going to be getting content from me. I remember this must have been last year. I followed this like healthy recipe creator and she went in her story. It wasn't even a talking story. It was just like a colored background with text and said, I'm a college student. I have finals going on and I'm just going to be taking a break over the next month because I don't have time to create content. Which already in my mind is a no. Like, just take a step back and you don't have to announce it. But then she even dropped her Venmo and said, I'm not going to be making any money from affiliate links during this time because I'm not posting. So if you want to help me out during finals, send me a Venmo. And maybe I'm a terrible person. That was an immediate unfollow for me because you just told me I'm no longer going to be getting content for you. And so it's very easy for me to go to your page and unfollow because I just know this is an account that isn't going to serve me anymore. That's a lesson in what not to do. Even if you're just going to be gone a week, don't announce it. No matter what length of break you're taking, you don't need to announce it. If you quietly bow out and then just come back when you're ready, your audience is not really going to notice it. And those who do notice it will be really happy when you're back. The way I see it and the way Chris and Julia have always done it is there's kind of 3 options for going on vacation. So number 1, you can post niche specific content when you're on vacation. Going on vacation is not an excuse to just post whatever you want, go outside your niche. That's still risky when you're growing your audience. If you are a fashion influencer, create content on your vacation about what you're wearing, what outfits you see other people wearing. If you're a home influencer, maybe you are capturing architecture that's really inspiring you on your vacation. You're documenting that. If you're a recipe influencer, maybe it's some of like the best foods you're trying. All of that is so valuable to your audience and it's really exciting and highly engaging because it's outside of like the normal realm of what they're seeing on your page. If you do want to post on vacation, I think that's a great way to do it. You could just take a total break, which is another option. Like I said, if you're leaving for a week, just don't post for a week. Don't say you're leaving. And also, don't make an announcement when you come back. Just start back into content. 90% of your audience, honestly, probably like 99% of your audience won't notice, won't say anything. You'll just be jumping back in. When you're taking a vacation, you don't always want to have to be working. You don't really ever want to be working. So it's okay to just say, I'm not going to post while I'm on vacation. I'm just going to take a break. The third option is to batch content to go live while you're out of town, which we've definitely done before. Sometimes Julia will just act like she's still in town. We're posting content that was batched beforehand. People are none the wiser. Something like, especially around the times that if we have a lot of sponsorships going live, this is a new thing. I think it was like last year, brands in the contract started to include that this content cannot go live while you are posting that you're out of town because engagement is lower. It doesn't seem as authentic. So if you have a bunch of sponsorships that are supposed to go live that week and you are going to be out of town, you'll want to make sure to have some batched content to go live so that those sponsorships can still go live. Something to look out for in your contract. It's pretty normal. We don't usually take it out. It just means you have to be a little careful with what you're posting about that week. So those are your options. Take a vacation. Don't worry about it, but don't announce that you're leaving, please. And don't announce when you come back. Just take your time. Bow out. All right. Next up, this is a really juicy one. And it actually touches on a topic that Julie and I talked about a few episodes ago, but it's worth bringing up again, let me tell you. Dear influencers, I followed a blogger when we had the same amount of followers about 5 years ago. She's now at 1 million and doesn't really post often, but has high-profile influencer friends and did a lot of giveaways and grew from 50K to 100K at the time. Feel like it's something that's not talked about a lot. What's your take? We talked about round-robin giveaways, these kinds of giveaways where you partner with other influencers, and one of the requirements to enter the giveaway is that you have to follow all the people and like all of their posts, and then you can win something huge. It's like a $20,000 giveaway. And the dangers of that, which is that you are essentially paying for followers. You are putting money into a pot with other influencers and saying, this is your prize if you follow me, is that you could win all of this money. It's a really inauthentic way to get followers, and the followers you're getting are likely not going to stick around. So it's risky. I've worked with a lot of influencers. I've seen the back end to tell you that follower account tells you absolutely nothing about the state of that person's business. I have done quite a few mentorships with people who have really high follower counts, and they are not making any money in affiliates. They are not booking any sponsorships because none of their followers are sticking around. They're not engaging. They're certainly not clicking on their links, and they're not buying the products that they recommend. So you may see someone that just grew 100,000 followers overnight, but if they did it with a giveaway, those aren't followers that are going to translate to building a business, which monetizing is a huge part of building your business. You can't have a business that's not bringing in any revenue. So I'm here to tell you, take my word for it, that follower accounts aren't really telling you the full story. Those influencers, which, I mean, ask yourself, how long can I reasonably do a job without getting paid? And if you're getting to the point where you don't have any followers who are sticking around for the long haul, you're not making any money, it becomes very hard to continue doing this job. It also ties back to, we talked about collabs in the beginning and like brands coming to you and saying, we see how much your audience loves our product. We really love your brand and we want to do something that's co-branded. That is not likely to happen for a page that is not really posting organic content. When they do, it's just a giveaway. So they don't have all the same opportunities. Here to tell you, it seems like glitz and glamour. It seems really fun. It seems like they are the ones that are really growing, but it's not. It's all a facade. I mean, thinking back to maybe like 2016, 2017, everyone was doing it. Everyone was growing like that. It's when you could still be a lifestyle influencer. There was still room in that space. But the industry has changed, and I think people aren't really buying into the giveaways anymore. Boosted posts, they're just not those are not the kind of followers that they're going to stick around for. Don't kill your opportunities for monetizing by doing a giveaway. You're just giving things away, and you're not really going to get anything in return. This just in, Victoria just handed me this email she got, and she's going to tell me when she would say no, just based on this email. We are in the finals of a new business pitch for a national client. For our next presentation, we are looking for an engaging influencer like you to help us create 1 or 2 short, impactful videos to illustrate how a partner like yourself, with the right briefing from a team like ours, can truly propel their business forward. What you create will not be public-facing. It will be shown for the pitch only as exemplary work, but it could lead to bigger opportunities in the future. We are able to offer a small fee for this initial collaboration, If the pitch is successful and the client wishes to continue working with you, the future compensation will be negotiated in good faith. I mean, I see 3 red flags. A small fee for the collaboration, definitely a red flag. If the pitch is successful, I see that a lot in the mastermind. I hear people talking about that. And I think it's okay to do a collaborate or like a sponsorship with a brand and maybe offer a tiny discount in good faith that this is going to be a repeat sponsor. I would not give them free content in hopes that this is going to lead to something in the future. And maybe this is just me, but I think how partners like yourself with the right briefing from a team like ours, it seems like very much like you're not quite ready yet, but we'll get you ready to promote a product like ours. This email is when an agency is pitching a brand and they want to secure big influencers so that they can secure their contract. This is not a done deal with the brand yet. We have a sponsorship with a brand. And then we got a DM from another agency like this, seeing if we would want to work with them on a campaign for a brand we were already working with. So these are no, you can send a nice message back, letting them know that you're not really interested at this time. These kinds of emails, there's a lot of red flags in here, and those are some things to look out for. One thing you can do when you respond, you can say, no, thanks, I'm not into this. Or you can respond and offer a creative idea and ask them to get back to you when they do secure the contract with the brand, because there's a chance they are, and it's an opportunity for continuous sponsorships. But your eyes are now open to emails like this and kind of what's going on in the back end. And that's all I have for you guys. But if you want to submit a question, if you have a crazy story, we want to hear about it, send those into hello@good-influencer.com, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Until next time, follow us on YouTube and Instagram at Good Influencer. And if you're ready to join a whole community of influencers growing organically and getting paid to do what they love, join the Good Influencer Mastermind by visiting our website, good-influencer.com. If you're going to be an influencer, be a good one.